So throughout this course, we're going to put forward all sorts of ideas and frameworks and tools. Please feel free to pick and choose those that you find useful or possibly inspiring and put them to work in your own context. So I'm going to talk a bit about creative leadership and why it's important. And I want to start by simply suggesting there are three quite different ways of thinking about rationality. What is a rational decision or a rational activity? The three are as follows. The first, I think, is a rational choice or a rational action is something that is directed to achieving a goal. And this is very much how business tends to think of rationality, the achievement of goals and purposes and missions and so on. The second is rather different. And I think it's associated more with medicine and engineering. That rationality is about the application of knowledge, of theory. Sometimes in business, we would call this best practice. We know stuff, and therefore a rational decision is one that's based on empirical evidence. It's based on a well-tried and tested model. If we're building a bridge, all sorts of mechanical principles, physical knowledge come to bear. That's the engineering model. The final model of rationality is the scientific model. Scientific rationality is about asking good questions and coming up with intriguing answers and testing to see whether they're true or false. Now, I think when we're thinking about creative leadership, we're thinking about this scientific model. A movement towards science or curiosity or asking better questions is a movement towards creativity. It's about asking good questions, pertinent questions, questions to which we do not know the answer, but if we did know the answer, would contribute massively to the performance of the organization. And then it's coming up with bold and exciting and intriguing answers. And of course, this is normally called experimentation. And experimentation is very, very different from planning. Experimentation has emergent properties. We start from the assumption that we're fallible creatures. Most of what we think to be true probably isn't true. We're working with falsehoods, and therefore the scientific attitude to life, the creative attitude, is to make the assumption that many of our beliefs are flawed, and through experimentation, asking different questions and coming up with possibly different answers is a rational activity. And of course, experimentation enables us to, if you like, sometimes bump into the truth, and it can catch us by surprise. And of course, those truths are the things that set us apart, perhaps, from our competitors. So a scientific approach, creative approach to leadership is one that recognizes that the bottom line probably is our pace of learning as an organization compared to the pace of learning of other firms, other companies. And the model is that a high-performing organization is one that is probably learning faster than its competitors. So this is about curiosity, creativity, courage, and leadership is that remarkable skill that moves an organization into that space of curiosity and creativity.